I had a hunch that maybe I should stop at the thrift store because I didn't know when I'd get to do it again. And the logo of that Sunset Needlepoint kit caught my eye. But there is nothing in the package except for the leftover crewel yarn and the original kit illustration. Why would they? Well, it didn't have a price, but it's on the shelf, so I guess they intended to sell it. I'm a little confused by that choice. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle. I am so glad I stopped because even if the needlework was disappointing, I found some amazing quilts over in the bedding section. Here was another needlework kit. I'm guessing it was donated by the same person. Again, it is just the yarn, this time with the diagram that came with the kit. I guess if someone was working on that exact kit and ran out of colors and then somehow miraculously stumbled across it in the thrift store, they might pay the $2.89 on the price tag, but I don't realistically see that happening. Do you? This quilt was hanging on the end of the bedding rack. It is a signature quilt and it is absolutely amazing. Every one of these blocks is unique and you can see the effort that went into them. Even this little gingham block is decorated with a signature and some chicken scratch. There's a white one that barely showed up on the camera that is Hardanger. There's fabric paint, there's piecing, there's embroidery. There is one block here that is an absolutely gorgeous cross stitch piece. I can't help but thinking that there has got to be a really complicated story behind this quilt. And I have so many questions. The quilt's got some damage, so it was used. There's the cross stitch block. And it was only made in 1994, so it's not that old. What do you think happened here? This little unfinished top was a table runner, and I love the way they used the stripe and the floral print. I mostly filmed that one to remind myself that it existed because if I can find some fabrics like that, I want to play with that technique myself. I don't see a whole lot of latch hook, but it pops up now and then, and I'm entertained by it, even if it doesn't really appeal to me, I guess. At this point, I was on the hunt to see what else there might be to find. This little blue and white piece, I'm not sure from if that's knit or crochet. I didn't look closely enough in the store. It is an apron, and it is absolutely stinking adorable. And then I found the next quilt. I didn't realize at first until I saw Winnie the Pooh. The boy is Christopher Robin. All of the characters are here, and I feel so bad that it fell off while I was taking pictures of it. There is Tigger. There is Eeyore. There is Kanga and Roo. I think Piglet is here somewhere. I love the mustardy yellow color. It was tied to within an inch of its life, and it had hand-quilted Winnie the Pooh motifs in the empty spaces. This has to have been a labor of love, and I'm just amazed at it. And then there's this. The silhouettes are cut out of double knit polyester. You can see that really distinctive double knit polyester texture, and then they're machine appliqued onto some kind of heavy white cottony utility cloth. It's just a top, not a finished quilt. And I had such a ridiculously negative reaction to this thing that I can't even explain it. It goes beyond, I think it's ugly. There's something more to that. This picture drew me to it, even though I wasn't sure what it was. It looked like a tree, but I couldn't make my mind up for sure that it was one until I saw the bird there in the corner. I've never seen anything like it before, and it kind of puzzles and fascinates me. And I started to walk away from it, and I got briefly entertained by the wooden shoe because it's posed on its toe like that, and I guess it makes it easier to display. And then I was back to see if there was anything on the back of this picture that might give me a clue of what it was. There was a typed piece taped to the back. The artist is Tyrus Wong. He did art for Disney, including the backgrounds for the Bambi animated movie, and just a whole ton of other stuff. You can look him up on Wikipedia because it's too much to summarize here. And I'm just fascinated by this piece, but not fascinated enough to bring it home. If I had been going to buy something, it probably would have been the quilt. Both of these are going to haunt me. We collect these spatulas because Old Blue was my husband's when we first got married. I have set Old Blue on fire several times, and I'm always on the lookout for a replacement, but those were in crummy condition and they were the wrong style. I couldn't decide whether the yellow measuring spoons were Tupperware or not. I don't think they were. And I don't know if I would have bought them if they were real Tupperware. This is my second thrift store of the day, and this one sometimes has interesting things. These teacups were tiny and delicate, and there is something you could do with those. I wasn't sure in the moment what that something was, and I wasn't entertained enough by the possibilities to bring one of them home with me. But I had to stop and look and take pictures to share with you because that's what I do when I'm out thrifting. I didn't find anything that I needed to buy, but those quilts made the detour 100% completely worth it. And on the way out of this store, I had a childhood memory leap out at me because my grandma had that lamp without the crystal baubles, but I think someone must have added those. Have you seen one like it? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle.